Computer chip giant NVIDIA has once again found itself at the center of U.S.-China tensions over trade and technology. On Thursday, NVIDIA's chief executive Jensen Huang flew to Beijing to meet senior Chinese officials, just after the U.S. imposed new export controls on its chips. The California-based company will require licenses to export its A20i chip to China, a move which the U.S. Commerce Department said was designed to safeguard national and economic security. NVIDIA said federal officials had told them the requirement will be in force for the indefinite future. But why is the company so pivotal in the race for AI supremacy between the US and China? NVIDIA designs advanced chips, or semiconductors, that are used in generative artificial intelligence. Generative AI can produce new content from a user's prompt, like ChatGPT. In recent years, a surge in global demand for AI chips led NVIDIA to become one of the world's most valuable companies. In November, NVIDIA briefly unseated Apple as the largest company in the world by market capitalization. Because its chips are seen as so essential to advancements in generative AI, successive U.S. administrations have scrutinized NVIDIA's relationship with China. Washington hopes the new export controls will slow China's development of advanced AI chips, especially their use by the Chinese military, and secure an advantage in AI competition with Beijing. U.S. restrictions on NVIDIA selling chips to China are not new. In 2022, the Joe Biden administration imposed separate export controls on the sale of advanced semiconductors to China. NVIDIA specifically designed the H20 chip to comply with those existing restrictions. A more powerful NVIDIA chip, the H100, was already banned for sale in China. However, the recent emergence of DeepSeek, a Chinese generative AI company, has prompted fresh concerns in the U.S. that even less powerful chips could lead to significant technological breakthroughs. DeepSeek claimed it could operate as effectively as other applications like ChatGPT using less advanced chips. Now, there is increasing demand for NVIDIA's H20 chips among Chinese technology companies such as Tencent, Alibaba, and ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok. Those companies have outstanding orders for the chips, but because there is no grace period on the imposition of the new curbs, NVIDIA expects to be hit by losses of $5 from these orders that it can no longer fulfill. Kim Lee, a senior analyst at the Economist Intelligence Unit in Beijing, told the BBC that there are alternative AI chips being developed in China by companies like Huawei. Although they are currently viewed as inferior to NVIDIA's, Lee said the U.S. curbs could prompt China to focus on developing better chips. It will introduce challenges to China's AI scene, but it won't massively slow down China's AI development and deployment, Lee added. China is a critical market for NVIDIA. The world's second-largest economy accounted for 13% of its total sales last year, though that is still far less than the United States, which accounted for nearly half. The timing of Mr. Huang's trip is being seen as an effort to shore up NVIDIA's business in China despite the latest curbs. In his Beijing meeting with Ren Hongbin, head of the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, Jensen Huang said he hoped to continue to cooperate with China, according to state broadcaster CCTV. On Thursday, the Financial Times reported that Huang's trip to China also included a meeting with DeepSeek's founder, Liang Wenfeng. Separately, top Chinese official He Lifeng told Huang that China's market investment and consumption potential is huge, according to state news agency Xinhua. The controls are part of Washington's broader goal to de-risk supply chains for advanced technology away from China and bring more semiconductor production back to the U.S. NVIDIA this week announced plans to build up AI servers in the U.S. worth up to $500 billion. U.S. President Donald Trump later claimed his re-election drove NVIDIA's decision. And in March, Taiwanese semiconductor giant TSMC, which manufactures NVIDIA's chips, announced it would invest an additional $100 billion in advanced manufacturing facilities in Arizona. Gary Yang, senior economist at Natixis, told the BBC the latest developments show that global technology is becoming increasingly polarized between two systems, one dominated by the US and the other by China. Tech will be less global in that sense, and it will be subject to more restrictions.